Still working on the whole meditation thing. I got to get it right for myself first, you know. I got to make sure that this is something that I'm doing daily and that I'm increasing the dosage.
They gonna see hate, they gonna see jealousy, they gonna see this type of stuff because that's where their energy at now. A person like me, so the higher level, I walk through the energy grid. I'm gonna see people, you know what I'm saying, people saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, people speaking to you, you know what I'm saying, people smiling, you know what I'm saying, people actually want to see you around now, you know what I'm saying, people actually happy, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, actually show you respect and stuff like that because that's where your energy at, you know what I'm saying.
She's my diamond girl, and you know she got what I need. What I need, what I need, what I need, what I need. She's my diamond girl, and you know she got what I need. What I need, what I need, what I need.
This for the real good, this cause I'm so hood. If you ain't girlfriend, I wish that you would. Try to act right, be my lady. Let's have this baby, I won't be shady. Let's live a good life, wealth and lavish. Puff some cabbage, pass on the baggage. I'm not your average.
You gotta back up, bro.
I know you remember the rock.
Yo, OH10 Terp Tech, your boy Chuck, checking in with you. What is good people? I have all of my favorite devices lined up here tonight. I have all of my Simrails, they're loaded up. I have my Vapeman, it's loaded up. Sticky Brick is on go. Simrail on go. And I have managed to stuff myself a King Palm Rolly full of Super Lemon Dog. It's about 20%. So today, I wanted to do this video and it's called How I Get By, the Importance of Silence and Anxiety in Fierce Clothing. I don't know if time on the video is gonna allow me to touch on all of these things, and if I don't, I will do another follow-up video. With that being said, let's get right to it. We're gonna do the dab first out of the Simrail. My induction heater is downstairs, so I don't think I'm gonna really get into that. I like using the gas. I don't have a problem with gas. Oh my goodness. That's some mitten extracts. How I get by. I have a couple of tools that I have added to my toolbox, if you will. The first one is weed. Gotta have it. That's one of my tools in my toolbox. The other ones, co-creation, watching or presence. Silence is a big one. Shout out to Robert Greene. Fourth law, always say less than you have to. I think I'm paraphrasing. I think that's what it says though. Always say less than necessary maybe. Always say less than necessary. And the last one, and these aren't necessarily in this order, it's just the order that I thought of them, but the last one is meditative states. I use the term meditative states instead of meditation because when I hear the word meditation, I think I have to have my legs crossed and that's not what it is. So I use the term meditative states because oftentimes this state can be reached by washing dishes or just simple chores, washing clothes. When I lived in a apartment years ago, I had to go to a laundromat. I didn't leave my clothes at the laundromat. I sat there and I watched them spin. I didn't realize it then, but I know now that basically I was just meditating. To keep away from the stigma of the word meditation, I just use the word meditative states or washing dishes because it doesn't really matter where I am or what I'm doing. I can reach a meditative state if I have to. Shout out to Ed's TNT for that badass wood piece. Yeah, I want to hit my graph, and I like that I can hit this a couple times and I'll be done with it. You might notice that I'm not using the tall chairs that I've been using for Man vs. Brew because when I first started this channel, I just set that on fire. For all of you who like to smoke, that was a pure lack of focus. And that's black. I don't know if you can see in there. Yeah, it's a wrap on that. Magic of editing. Or maybe I won't edit it because it had the click of the cap. Hopefully I didn't fuck my cap up. 2 down. Yeah, meditative states. In the mornings, I like to wake up and I listen to morning meditation music, usually 430 something gigahertz or whatever it is. And it's not really, somebody asked me what gigahertz I listen to. That don't matter to me. When I play it, I can listen to it for 5 seconds. It doesn't agree with my spirit, cut off, done. Of course, weed in the toolbox. You have to learn how to medicate yourself, you know, and this is something that was a delicate balance for me, something that I had to learn how to do over the last few years. I have to give a big shout out to Brother Eckhart Tolle, because earlier today I was meditating. I was trying to reach a meditative state, which I reached. And when I came back, I read a quote, and it was just on the internet. And it says, when you no longer perceive the world as hostile, there is no more fear. And when there's no more fear, you think, speak, and act different. And that fear is a motherfucker. You have to learn how to medicate yourself. As a young man, I would just go out and I'm smoking blunts, and these were real Philly blunts or Philly Titans, whatever the hell we were smoking back then. Any old kind of weed. So today, I buy my weed from a reliable source. It costs more money. So vaping allows me to use the weed twice. So I pay a little bit more for it, but I get to make MCT oil and brownies and all this other shit with the residual, with the AVB, and that's kind of enjoyable. So weed and meditative states, 2 of the tools in my tool bag. Co-creation is not a deep one. I mean, I believe that is the basis of why we're here. If you've ever worked on a project with another person, a successful project, or something that you deemed as successful in your eyes, then you understand the value of co-creation. Watching is another tool that I use. And when I say watching, I don't mean just sitting there staring at a motherfucker. It kind of goes hand in hand with silence. You know, when you silent, you tend to watch. And I shouted out Robert Greene and I said the 4th law, always say less than necessary. Powerful people always say less than necessary. We're gonna go back to the weed here real quick, because apparently I'm not geeked enough. Sticky brick on deck. Man, that sticky brick is amazing. Make sure you stir your bowl. Shout out to everybody who's subscribed, all the subscribers and everybody who's been watching the videos. We greatly appreciate it. Ooh, no burn. And I guess while I'm doing this, you can kind of get to see the vapor production of all of these devices. I've already decided that I'm not reviewing no whack shit. So if I buy something and I use it and it's trash, we're not even gonna sit up here and pretend and play and all this other shit. We're just not gonna do it. The sticky brick though, I use this shit every day. My Dynavap, my Simrail, I use them every day. I don't know what the hell's in there, but that shit tastes delicious. So anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. The big one is silence, and this is something that I had to learn. So people go to jail, and when you go to jail, you might do something wrong in jail, and they send you as punishment to solitary confinement. I don't really understand how this is a punishment. I think we look at solitude here in our culture the wrong way, because the fact of the matter is you always solo. Even when you with somebody else, it's you. It's just maybe you with somebody you love. And if you don't love them, you probably just being fake. Silence and solitude is not a punishment, or at least I don't believe it to be a punishment. And remember, These are just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking nobody to agree with me. I'm just sitting up here vaping with y'all, telling you what's been on my mind. A sticky brick is something else. Everything serves a purpose. You know, silence serves a purpose. My grandmother used to say, my great-grandmother used to say that silence was God's language. That's how he speaks, in silence. I didn't understand it then. I said, how can, back then I would say, and even some of you out there might be thinking, how the hell can silence be a language? If you understand the concept of one God made of many, you'll understand who you are. A lot of us don't know who we are, so, you know, we hate ourselves and all this other shit. And I'm only speaking about it because I have been there myself. To not favor yourself, to favor something outside of yourself maybe. Or to not favor anything and just be completely against all things. Silence gives us the power to read energy. I enjoy people watching at airports and nightclubs and all of these other things. I love to watch people and watch what they do. Or the universe. Silence is the language of the universe as well. You know, if you could go up there, you would understand that there's nothing but silence. Some of us don't have enough silence. God can't speak if we ramble and ramble and ramble. That's what we go over. Weed, of course, which we're going to go back to. And I'm kind of baked, but I have been enjoying the vape min. So I know a couple of you out there said that you order vape mins. If you got one, leave in the comments how you like it. Make sure you go back and listen and watch the last Man vs. Brew video from Memorial Day, the ribs. My brother, he's giving away a cooler, which is over there. I got it over there. I didn't mean to kick the camera. He's giving away a cooler, and I gave him a OHX t-shirt. It's kind of dope. But you got to go under that video and comment, drink responsibly, and you can win that cooler. I'm kind of trying to learn how to master the vape min. Very sensitive and touchy this thing is. Everything is done in the moment, and I think that's why I enjoy it. You fire it up in the moment, you hit it in the moment. You have to watch how long you hold the heat to the bowl. Speak to watching, which is one of my tools. I think that might be why I enjoy analog vapes, because you have to watch. You have to watch the temperature. You have to watch for the click. I'm cool with that. You know, some people don't want to deal with that. They want to hit a button and they want it done for them. I don't want nothing done for me. I'll take care of it. I think about a cat watching a mouse hole. Is the cat thinking of anything? No, he's just waiting for the opportunity to be a cat. Other than that, he's just being. You know, maybe it cleans itself when it's sitting there. Maybe it's claiming its territory when it's spraying or doing whatever, you know, cats do. When it's waiting on the mouse, it's just sitting and watching and being. It's not being a cat. It don't have the opportunity to be a cat until it do something that cats do. Other than that, it's just being. And that's how my take on watching. What does that help me with? In conjunction with silence, it helps me to read energy, and it'll help you to read energy. You know, maybe you're still in the streets. Maybe you know, it's valuable for you to be able to read energy. If it's not, go watch the next video. But for me, it's valuable for me to be able to read energy. I know I'm going to keep going back to weed because that's just my thing and that's just what I do. But yeah, Sticky Brick's fucking awesome. The vape min, once you get a hang of it, awesome. The fucking Cadillac, the Bentley vapes, now with a spinning captive cap. I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold that up there. A spinning captive cap full of some good herb. I really enjoy the Omni XL, especially with this new cap. This cap is fucking amazing. Before I ordered these caps from the captive caps from Dynavap, when I did the giveaway, I was using, they were roughly about 2 years old. You know, they had been burnt a bunch of times. It was basically battle tested, and they still worked. It's just I didn't realize how much, for vaping, how much the temperature was off. I was waiting on that click. And for these, I'm just heating the base. I say Cadillac, that's a fucking insult to Dynavap. This is the Enzo Ferrari of vaporizers. That's 3 down. I still got my 2020M, and somehow we back on weed from the tools in my toolbox. Silence is important. It's vitally important to understand why silence is golden. I'll say that. Also, it may not be golden, but I really, really like it, is the spinning mouthpiece that I put on, can we get a shot of that? That I put on my 2020M. So it makes it the same length, actually, just a smidge longer than my Omni XL, but it's got some weight to it. And it's not $200 like the Omni XL. If I take it out the house and I lose it, I'm not gonna be as mad, but my Omni XL, I don't really even take that out of the house. Maybe some of you do. I don't really, especially now that I have the spinning mouthpiece on my 2020M. It also allows you, for those of us with larger hands, to hold it and spin at will. You know, you hold it with that finger there, and boom, look. That's the shit. So whether you're a 20-degree turn person, or you a continuous spin, you like to move the lighter, I do all of that shit, man. All of it. I like the air intakes on the 2020M. And the cap that came on it is fucking amazing. Like, somebody left a comment, I'm not really sure who it was, that all caps have their own personality. And that may be true. I'm starting to believe that. What I got left, and I'm high as shit, is a King Palm stuffed with some 20% Super Lemon Dog. 20% Super Lemon Dog. So I'm gonna take us out of here on that, and we'll go back to these. This was just what I wrote down today, and I wanted to get that shit off my chest. You know, the how I get by. These 5 tools that I have that I use to get by. The importance of silence. Oh my God, I can't stress it enough how important it is. Like, I'm learning how important it is to be silent. And fear, all it really is anxiety. You're worried about the future. And if you're present, you're worried about the right now. There's nothing wrong right now, you know. I'm sitting here making this video. I could be going through a million other things, but I'm not going through it right now. So, one moment at a time. I enjoy the King Palm. I'm glad we're doing this to take us up out of here. If you enjoy the channel, click the like button. You know, give us that thumbs up. Subscribe and leave a comment. If you hate it, click the thumbs down button and leave a comment. And don't even subscribe, or still subscribe. It doesn't matter. But if you enjoy the content, like, comment, and subscribe, man. I'm learning how important that is. I'll keep bringing it to you. I've been taking a little while off. I am actually back to work. You know, for those of you who are not back to work and left to figure this whole thing out after this, my heart goes out to you, because I know exactly how difficult that could be. So I'll do a little bit of editing to this, and I'll put it out. This will be your morning video. Still working on the whole meditation thing. I got to get it right for myself first, you know. I got to make sure that this is something that I'm doing daily and that I'm increasing the dosage. I don't normally smoke. I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose. But the fact that these King Palms have the corn filter that kind of cuts the heat back to nothing, and they're not flavored, I really enjoy that. Nothing to ask you. Yeah, bug it. We gotta do what we gotta do, man. So yeah, how I get by, the importance of silence, and anxiety and fears clothing. I'll elaborate later. I'm a little geeked right now. But I just wanted to put out into the universe what I have been working on within myself. It's kind of like therapy for me, if you will. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check out Man vs. Brew. Go back and watch all them old videos. This is kind of more the style video I was doing when I first started doing this. But I want to kind of get back to that. You know, I used to have the music in the background. Sometimes, maybe I will. But just thinking more forward in the future, can't really do that. So maybe I'll just put my own music back there. I would like to finish this, but I'm not going to. Turk Tech. Peace.